All right, today we're going to take apart a really chilling Hindi horror story. We're not just telling it, though. We're trying to understand what makes it tick, to get to the core of its message about desperation and greed. It's a cautionary tale about a simple ride that ends up costing a whole lot more than just the fare. So, we're dropping right into the middle of the chaos. A man named Shakil, a horse cart driver, is running for his life through the dead of night. You can just hear the panic in his voice as he pleads with whatever or whoever is chasing him. He knows he's in deep, deep trouble. So the big question is, right, how does a regular guy end up in a situation like this? To really get what's happening, to feel his terror, we've got to rewind. We have to see what desperate choices put him on this path to begin with. And like so many of these classic legends, this one doesn't kick off with ghosts or monsters. Nope. It starts with a horror that's all too real for so many people, the crushing weight of poverty. You see, Shakil's life was just a daily grind, a relentless cycle of working himself to the bone for pennies. He was the only one bringing in money for his family, and every single day was a battle just to put food on the table. And the pressure on him was just immense. His wife, Gasia, lays it out perfectly. The food's gone, they're drowning in debt, and they can't even afford to get their daughter's broken slippers fixed. Her words just paint this bleak, desperate picture of their reality. And check this out. After working from dawn till dusk, a full day of hard labor, this is what he brings home. 200 rupees. I mean, that's barely enough to keep from starving, let alone pay off any debts. This is the kind of desperation he's dealing with every single night. And that kind of desperation, well, it makes you reckless. A neighbor, the local Malvi, he tries to warn Shakil. He says, hey, don't take that route near the old banyan tree after dark. It's not safe. But Shakil, he just brushes it off. Talk of jinn and ghosts, that's just silly rumors when your family is hungry. And of course, wouldn't you know it, it's on that very same road, the one he was warned about, that his life is about to take a very, very dramatic turn. So it's late one night, and he's waiting for a customer near that same banyan tree. Suddenly, two figures just emerge from the shadows, and they're off. They're incredibly tall, nearly 7 feet, and dressed in these fancy black clothes, looking like they stepped out of another century. They need a ride to a deserted shrine. Shakil feels uneasy, but he needs the money, so he says yes. But here's where everything changes. The payment. When they get to this creepy, abandoned place, they don't give him cash. They put solid gold coins into his hand. For a man who just made 200 rupees for a whole day's work, it's like winning the lottery. It's an impossible fortune. He rushes home totally ecstatic, but his wife's reaction is the complete opposite. Her intuition is just screaming that this is bad news. I mean, who in their right mind pays for a simple cart ride with pure gold? She can sense the danger that Shakil, in his excitement, just can't see. But Shakil, he's completely blinded by it all. The physical weight of that gold in his hand is so much more real to him than some vague warning. He totally dismisses her fears. To him, these weird passengers aren't a threat. They're his ticket out of this miserable life. The pull of getting more is just too strong to resist. And this pushes him to make a truly fatal decision. The very next night, he ignores his wife, ignores his own gut feeling, and he goes back. He goes back for more. It's a choice that kicks off a chain reaction that he can never, ever stop. He meets them again, takes them to the exact same shrine, and bam, another handful of gold coins. But this time, they give him a direct warning. They look him in the eye and say, this place is not safe for you. You should leave now. But greed has taken hold. He sees the warning as just an obstacle. He decides to wait around for their return trip, hoping to score a third fare. And while waiting, he dozes off. By ignoring that final explicit warning, he stays just a little too long enough to witness something no mortal was ever supposed to see. It's 2 a.m. when he's suddenly jerked awake by this incredible noise, the sound of drums and what sounds like a party. He sits up, totally confused, and peers into the pitch-black darkness. And what he sees is a barat, a wedding procession. But the guests? They're monstrous. They're inhumanly tall, and they have the hooves of animals for feet and sharp claws for hands. They're celebrating wildly, tossing around plumes of fire like it's nothing. It is a terrifying, unholy party. In that moment, a freezing wave of realization just washes over him. These aren't men. He stumbled upon a wedding procession of the jinn, the very same supernatural beings he laughed off as silly rumors. He has trespassed into a world he was never meant to see. And then, the absolute worst thing that could happen happens. The music stops. In a dead silence, one of the creatures slowly turns its head, and its eyes lock right onto him. He's been seen. And that's it. The chase we saw at the very beginning starts now. And that chase brings us to the story's haunting end and shows us how one man's tragic mistake became a permanent, chilling part of the local legend. Shaquille never makes it home. He just vanishes that night, leaving his family to wonder forever what happened to him. The gold coins might have been real, but the price he paid was everything. His story becomes a ghost story, a warning whispered from parents to their children. And this is the legend he left behind. The locals say that if you pass by that old banyan tree late at night, you can still see it. His empty horse cart standing there, eternally waiting for a passenger that will never, ever come. It's like a ghostly monument to a deal gone terribly wrong. And so the story really forces you to ask yourself, when you're that desperate, when you're pushed to the absolute edge, what is a chance at wealth really worth? Shaquille's tale is a chilling reminder that some opportunities, no matter how golden they look on the surface, come with a price that's far, far too high to pay.